Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, as you see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today. Where we're relaxing as per usual. I'm a little bit late recording because I was busy. Back to doing some pub quizzes. How do we do? We actually did not very good this time. The rounds not in our favour, I would say. Which, to be fair, it is to be expected. Oh gosh, is kind of to be expected. We don't have a very great range covered, I think, with our quizzing team. But we're just kind of there for good vibes, to be honest. But honestly, it was pretty tough this time. But good evening, everyone. I'm here with a late night broadcast. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 12:22 AM on what should be Monday, November 3rd, 2025. Mainly because we never do very well in the sport round, although we actually did okay in the sport round. And there was a general affairs, which is basically sort of ended up being like a pop culture current news round, which we didn't do that well on, which, if anything, maybe it's a bit more embarrassing. We did pretty well on capital cities. There was a true or false, which I think we also did pretty well on. And then there's Halloween movies, which we did not do that great on. It was just kind of like we bled out a lot of points the entire thing. And is that how it goes? That's just how it goes sometimes, you know. Anyway, the thing I was going to talk about today is I was going to record a bit earlier, but then, I was like, I'll watch a few videos that sort of unwind before we actually get into recording. But one thing was I was basically watching Library of Laterno, which is basically Northern Line summarised. Well, what we can also do at the same time is Umumuspe. I've got the Champions Meets on. I've already done my first few rounds. I've qualified for Grade A finals, but let's see how the rest of them go. But I was watching, he apparently did like this Road to the Emperor Chinese MV game or something. Now, MV games are not games I really play. Some sort of like Telltale-like games I've played before. I played Walking Dead 1 and most of 2. I was playing it with friends and we never finished it. I'm trying to think of other games like that I've played. Probably more. I can't think of them off the top of my head. That's for Boyfriend and visual novel style games. That's what basically this was, and it was a Chinese period drama, which if anything, like looking at it was a wild time, because like looking at it I was just like, oh, this is like something when I was younger I remember my parents used to watch, or something like on TV, on like VHS or something. And I'm not really much one for historical dramas, but I am one for watching Northern Line comment and watch historical dramas, these Chinese historical dramas. I don't know, there's a funny sort of absurdity almost to watching them, as he comments on just being like, oh yeah, like this must just be like a cultural difference or something, like, yeah, how is he meant to know that this led to that? And I was just like, but the short snippet I seen, which is one edited video, maybe I'll watch it now and I don't know, the entire thing is basically about like a consort trying to become like the emperor of China or something. But every decision I saw and I made seemed to be, aligned with the expected outcome to actually survive. And I was like, maybe I'd be pretty good at this. And when I thought about it, I'm like, maybe I don't want to be pretty good at this. I don't know. But MV games are like pretty fun to a certain degree. I don't think that actually, not many of them are that fun to play, mind you. And I think a lot of it is very much carried by Northern Line's charisma. Not to shit again, Northern Line or anything like that, but yeah, because he's played a few. He's played like Night Trap or whatever it's called, which is an absolute menace of a game from what I recall. It's basically had to go around clicking on traps at perfect timings to trap people who are trying to do something around the house. It's like an interactive horror movie, but it's like so insanely difficult to know exactly when and where you're meant to click stuff that it becomes almost like not pointless, but mind-numbingly crazy. And there was also the sequel to it, which I cannot remember what it's called, which he also played through. Which honestly ends up being one of the most iconic series of his. He's got a lot of iconic series like that. I think the most iconic series of him, of that form, in my mind, is definitely Contradiction, which is like a detective style investigation game about like a murder which happened in the town. And I would say the ending, it doesn't quite stick the landing for the ending, is probably how I describe it, but it's an absolute joy watching him play through it, because it's got like a sort of silly charm to it, is probably the way I describe it. which makes it very, very engaging to watch, mind you. Yeah, there's like a goofy little, silly little charm to the entire thing, which is a lot of fun, I think. It's a lot of fun to see. And I'm trying to think if I've played any of these like MV style, what do they call it, FMV style games? What does FMV stand for? I don't even know. FMV game. Full motion video game. What are the most iconic ones? FMV game on Steam, let's see. There's one which is like a really good one, which I've never played. Apparently Eclipsium is one, it's not one I've heard of. Road to Empress, there it is. It's only £5, which is surprisingly cheap, I think, for a game like that, you know. Is that bad? No, of course not. I'm just, you know, surprised, if anything, at how cheap it ends up being. Oh, this person's kind of strong. Whoa, this person's like really strong. Oh gosh. Oh, that's a strong gold chip. Doesn't have medium S though. There's 4 debuffers in this lobby, so that's quite a lot as well. Will my Ogre cap come out on top? I don't know. Novel Broadcast, that's also another really cool one I saw, which Northern 9 played through. I think they're fun to watch, mainly because you don't have to actually interact with the mechanics. They're fun to see what's going on without having to be like, oh, I need to balance like how to actually play this game at the same time. I can just have like a good time watching someone else play. That's kind of like what I had in mind. But yeah, it's, I don't know, these FMV games are quite a lot of fun to watch, but again, I cannot think of one I've actually played, which I don't know if that's necessarily good or bad. Like, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it, it's just like, I've just never ended up playing one of them. Oh my gosh, Samurai Rozensky did not trigger angling somehow. At least you blocked the other. Okay, my Ogre cap is just destroying. But will this Meishi Doto catch up? I don't think she can, not with a Triumphant Pulse. I don't know what happened to her gold chip. Didn't gamble, didn't get lucky enough, I guess. I'm not sure if I've played any of these FFB games. I'm looking through them. I guess, you know, the whatchamacallit, the Until Dawn like games, not his Dark Materials, that's a book series. Those sort of games are kind of like FMV games. They're not really, because they're actually like animated, but still. 5 hearts under one roof. What? There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of Chinese ones. I didn't realise it was so big in China, I suppose, but I know there was a while back, it was like that Chinese one which really popped off. Which people ended up liking quite a lot. Or, I don't know, maybe just streamers ended up playing it, whether it's actually any good or not. I can't particularly say. This person has 400 stamina. They have 3 recoveries. Okay, that's crazy. Interesting. Interesting build. Okay, this is actually a pretty decent build. No, 500 stamina, never mind, this Ogre is gonna die. And to be fair, you don't have any debuffers. But I do. Oh, this is a hybrid. Okay, there's actually not many debuffers in this lobby. If it's... Wow, 1,000. Okay, this could be a pretty good gold chip. You can't see what's going on. What are these games? I don't know, because I feel like there's a lot of potential in FMV games. Oh, Ulu. This is one I've actually seen. I think it's on my wish list. It's like, I don't know, something about like it's a stop motion adventure about this mouse. I think that's actually genuinely on my Steam wish list because it seemed kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know why I feel like FMV games has a lot more right potential, mainly because I think it's a much more accessible genre for people, right? Like, why wouldn't it be, I suppose? The thing with a lot of games is the fact that it's very difficult, I think, for non-gamers to necessarily interface with them. I think because it's like, oh, you don't necessarily interface in the same way, or like you don't know the language of games, which makes it difficult to be like, oh yeah, this is how you play this game, this is how you do XYZ, this is how something else happens. But FMV games, I feel like, is, if anything, a lot clearer in that aspect. It's just sort of like, oh, I mean, it's basically watching a movie, isn't it? You just sort of see things happen. And you just sort of have to click the right things. That's as far as I really understand how FMV games go. What is that puzzle FMV game called? I can't remember what it's called. FMV game, it's like a puzzle game where you had to like search through your files. Her Story. It's that one, right? Yeah, Her Story. That's one that's been recommended. I never played, actually. Maybe I should play it at some point. But I'm surprised that, yeah, I guess it's probably just a very expensive or very inflexible thing to make. You're basically making a movie, at which point why would you just make a movie? Because I feel like FMV games definitely have like a sort of link to a very sort of cheesy storytelling. Or like the flow of it is very awkward and stilted because they had to sort of like pause to allow you to choose something partway through, right? Her Story is recommended as the best one. Road Adventure. I feel like I played one when I was young, but I can't place it in my mind what I played. What is the one that I played? I don't know. Wow, this is a strong gold chip. Holy. This is a really strong gold chip. Okay, that's probably gonna win. At least if it gets lucky and hits a thing, which it might not because there's not really many late... Oh, is this a late surger? No, it's a pace. It could possibly. 9876. Overtakes all 3 debuffers. Okay. I think that gold chip has a very decent chance, I suppose. We'll just see if mine can pull out a win. I've already qualified for A final, so it really doesn't matter what result we end up getting. Oh, is my Summer Mario the only frontrunner? It's the only frontrunner. Okay. No, there's the Saiyan Sky. But yeah. I was absolutely destroying the Saiyan Sky. I don't know if our gold chip's going to move up in time. I don't think our gold chip's going to move up in time. I think my Summer Mario is just going to sprint away. She's so far ahead. My Goody Cap got both accelerations. She's going to be in second. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind. My gold chip. Oh, she's coming, she's coming. I think it's too late. It's too little too late. Oh, my Ugly Cap almost overtook her Summer Mario. So I'm just commentating on the fact that my Umamusume stuff's destroying right now. Yeah, but like, these FMV games, I swear I played one when I was younger. I just can't think what. Or maybe I'm just thinking of a choose your own adventure game, sort of like Spy Fox style, you know. Which, you know, it's not really an FMV game. I guess maybe you can try and call it like an animated FMV game, but it's not really the same thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's just funny seeing these games. Because they are basically an interactive movie, aren't they? And they're not really games I want to play, but they are games I want to watch. And have someone more entertaining than me commentate over it all at the same time. Does that make sense? Maybe that's a silly thing to say, I don't know. Oh, bye-bye. Whoa, bad. This one is crazy. Holy. Is this an end closer? This is an end closer. Maybe not enough stamina, but still. That's a crazy one. You don't have a debuffer. Is this a pace chaser? This doesn't look like it has enough stamina. My word. Speed Eater? What? Wow, okay, these are some pretty strong ones. I think this vodka might not have enough stamina to survive though. Gold Ship is pretty good. Because Gold Ship doesn't have Let's Pump Some Iron, never mind. It's always fascinating. This is what Umumusme is for, you know. Am I going to win? Am I not going to win? I don't know. I think this Hishi Amazon's very good though. But it's going to be complete luck whether she can be the one to proc and end up overtaking my Savamaru, who knows. Anyway. What else can I talk about, I suppose? Since like these F&B games, I don't know, but it's just interesting. It's interesting to see them. Like, it's very much interesting to see Northern 9 play an F&B game like this, you know? It's such a, like, strange thing. Oh no, she didn't proc angling. Oh gosh. I don't know, she might be okay. My Ogre might be able to secure the win with a beeline burst and a triumphant pulse. Yeah, okay, my Ogre just won. Never mind, I don't know what happened to Hishi Amazon, just didn't move up in time, I guess. Maybe at some point I should actually stream Umumusme, but that's not happening. Yeah, I think just didn't hit lucky. Fair enough. Yeah, it's interesting, these F&B games. I feel like they're so ripe for potential for something interesting, but I'm not sure what, you know. It's on the cusp of something interesting, because I'm very much someone who prefers animation, but it feels like having an interactive movie should translate so nicely. And I feel like Contradiction gets that sort of like cheesiness that they often have quite right. Like Night Trap, interesting concept, which I think actually made good and not safe for broadcast, where you actually had to like jump around and like pay attention to different things, but you can actually get a cohesive idea of a story. While Night Trap is just very easy to miss things, and a lot of things are just fluff. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch more of this Road to Emperor and, you know, medley and see how it really is. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.